It is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. Happy New Year to everybody out there, since this is the first Kicking Out Podcast episode of 2024. And we are reining in a new era of Kicking Out Podcast, making our debut on Sundays. Couldn't be more excited, couldn't be more pumped. We have plenty to talk about going on around the world of All Elite Wrestling tonight. I'm Tanner Lee. Like always, Paul Zartman, Austin Shepard in the house. Fellas, how are we doing tonight?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well, Paul.
We're doing good. It's weird because I don't ever plan anything on a Sunday, so
I know
you guys got me thrown for a loop.
It was weird. Right after Dynamite, not coming upstairs in my studio and getting everything ready to go, and actually getting ready for bed right after Dynamite. It was strange, but it's all good.
Yeah, it was. Wednesday, I wore a KOP shirt and my new KOP hoodie, so that I was ready for the podcast. And then after I got dressed and got to work, I went, "Oh wait, we're not doing that anymore."
Habits hard to break after 2 years.
Yes.
But
I woke up Thursday without a headache.
That's a good thing.
Hey,
that's weird. What the hell happened?
Well, I mean, we could make it so you have a headache tomorrow.
I don't drink on Sundays.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, then that's going to ruin. Hey, Shep, what are we drinking tonight?
I was really hoping he was just going to slide in, have a can, go. That would have been awesome.
It's apple juice.
It's apple juice. Maybe a little spiced.
God, that was really good. It was good.
Off the hot start here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Man. We are pumped to be moved to Sundays, so we get to talk not only about one AEW show, but 3 AEW shows per week, and news and all sorts of things around the world of wrestling. Not just AEW, but we're primarily an AEW podcast made by AEW fans for AEW fans. A lot has went down since the last time we did a podcast. World's End came and went. We now know who the devil is, Adam Cole. And
I was right.
Yeah, me too. What'd you think of it, Shep?
Okay, it works. Okay, I'm going to give him that. It works. I was a little let down. I thought we'd get a little bit more of a reveal, somebody a little bit more out of left field. So I was a little pissy when World End went off of the air, but Dynamite made up for it. They continued the story, and it was just not with MJF. It was with all the people that the devil attacked. So I liked that. It finished it. At first, I was a little pissy, but after Dynamite, I'm like, okay, this works. Let's keep it going. Hats off.
Yeah. Paul, did you like the reveal?
I did, but they made it too easy to tell that it was Adam Cole during the pay-per-view. You have him come out. He's wearing all black. I mean, he's got the white on the jacket to match the mask. And the moment I went, yep, it's Adam Cole, was when he couldn't find the Dynamite Diamond ring, allowing Joe to get the upper hand. Then I was like, there's no doubt it's Adam Cole. If it's not Adam Cole, then I looked at my son and I was like, if it's not Adam Cole, you can smack me as hard as you want across the face. That's how confident I was.
That's pretty confident.
Yes.
I liked how they pulled off the reveal itself, though. So when the lights came back on and Cole's just sitting there and then he takes his hair behind his ears there. For the guy that might be arguably the nicest, if not the nicest, one of the nicest guys in professional wrestling, he is a great heel. He plays a better heel than he does a babyface.
By far.
But the henchman revealed that, I mean, we all kind of were on that. We all kind of thought those 4 were probably it. Which I thought they did a good job of kind of explaining what their goals are going to be on Wednesday night on Dynamite, saying that, Taven and Bennett, well, they're ROH tag champs, so they're pretty much going to focus on defending those. And then Roderick Strong's going to go after the international title. So he said, Orange, look out. And then Wardlow's going to go after Joe for the world title. And then Adam Cole says, until he's healthy, and then Wardlow can just hand it over, which I like how they panned in on Wardlow and his reaction there, because you're already seeing the dominoes right there. He's going to be the one to break away and hopefully become a bigger star than he is right now.
Let's hope they do it right this time, because this will be about the third faction he's joined where they play the cards where he's going to be the big star coming away from this, and then he just gets shoved to the back somewhere and nobody cares.
I'm ready for Wardlow to be without a faction. So this one makes sense. You remember when he was coming out squashing everybody and he had MJF wrote on his wrist guard or his wrist tape.
Mm-hmm.
So there, and then there was a couple times where during the Devil's attack, that's Wardlow. Like, look how big that guy is, wearing the same boots, comes out, the next segment with his hair all messed up because of the mask. Good for him. And then I like the way he smirked when Adam Cole said, "Oh, he's just going to hand the title over to me." He smirked and kind of agreed. That was okay. Okay. I'm ready for this guy to break out because I think he can. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think, I feel like this is their final shot with him, to be honest. I don't know when his contract's up, but I feel like this is like their third and last chance. I mean, he was hot as hot can be last year after Double or Nothing with the MJF stuff, but unfortunately the MJF kind of leaving the company for a little bit kind of cooled him off, and they didn't really take advantage of that. So hopefully they do it right this time, because I think this could be a really cool story with this faction, but their history of utilizing their factions hasn't been the greatest. So we'll see.
There's a lot of factions in AEW history.
Yeah.
A lot.
So a lot of talk of AEW factions Saturday night. So
yes. Yep.
Which we'll get to later on in the show.
But other than the Devil reveal, what did you guys think of World's End overall? I personally thought it was okay. It was probably one of their weaker pay-per-views of the year, which their pay-per-views I hold them to a pretty high standard anyways. But I thought it was pretty slow until the last three matches. I thought the last three matches really helped the show come out better than it would have otherwise.
I thought it was a really good pay-per-view, and that's saying a lot for me, right? Like, I was really high, like, this is solid. And then 3 days later, I wake up at 3 a.m. and watch Wrestle Kingdom. And I'm like, this just shits on World's End. and I know I can't hold it to the same. It's completely different, right? We're looking at a company that's pulling for multiple companies to put on their show of the year, like a WrestleMania. So I was really high on World End, watched Wrestle Kingdom, and I'm like, sucks. But World End was I'll give it to him. It was a solid pay-per-view. It was a good way to end the year, a good way to finish the story with MJF and Samoa Joe and write off MJF, whether he is he's legitimate hurt. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he has signed or re-signed, it plays perfect into that storyline. Right. And I think once he starts to get healthy here, and he's going to try not to have surgery, because if you have surgery, he says he's out to a year. He's going to try to rehab it. So they've already taken him off the website.
Yep.
I have not looked. Is his merch off their shop AEW?
I will check. I have not checked, but I will check right now.
I would think if they pulled him off the website, they would pull his merch too. If they do that, it just plays perfect into his bidding war of 2024. Whether he is signed or not signed, everybody on the dirt sheets believe he's signed. Man, if he hasn't, this just plays perfectly into him. It plays perfectly into AEW, and it's just a hell of a story right now in professional wrestling.
Well, he is not on the roster when you go on there. Let me see if his. No, he is not. You type in MJF, it's error 404 page not found, which is great. But that really sucks. If he is re-signed and you want to buy something MJF, you can't for a while.
Well, it's perfect though, because if if he has re-signed, he's going to go get healthy, and then he's going to debut with a couple more new shirts, right?
Yep.
Those shirts will fly like hotcakes, you know. And if he hasn't signed and they're really working on him, you know, why invest in him right now when he's not a part of the company? So
True.
Yep.
Again, I hope he has re-signed. I'm selfish that way because I think he will get what's the word I want to use? I think he'll get lost in the waters. Is that right? Lost in the swamp.
Yeah.
In Connecticut. And what's going on over in Connecticut right now is absolute insanity. And maybe we'll talk about that later with Cody. But I don't think there's room for MJF right over there right now. So
not right now. And like you mentioned, Shep, you pull his stuff when he comes back. He's gonna come back as he's already popular amongst the fans. He's gonna come back as a big baby because he's gonna come after Adam Cole and the.
He's going to come after Adam Cole. He's going to come after Samoa Joe. He's going to come after Warlord. He's going to come after Swerve Strickland. Whoever has that belt, he's coming after. And when he re-debuts, I should say, because he's already debuted, obviously. When he re-debuts, that's going to be, you talk about a pop. That could be a CM Punk pop.
Yeah. We saw Majin's comment there about the Julia Abaddon match, and I wanted to touch on that along with one other thing with the pay-per-view. During the media scrum ahead of World's End, which you can hear on Kicking Out Podcast, by the way, Tony Khan mentions that in 2024 he's going to focus more on the women's division. He's realized that's a weak spot. And the first thing he did was sign a second women's match to World's End, which is hardly ever happened, if at all.
At least on the main card. Usually one's on 0 hour. Yeah.
And then later this week, we got 3 women's matches on Rampage. So, I mean, Tony Khan's kind of sticking to his word there. I think this will help those greener talents like Julian Abaddon and Sky Blue and Willow really elevate to the next level and really show what they can do.
Well, like Majin said, I mean, and I was going to touch on it in a little bit, but we can touch on it now. And he brings in Deonna Purrazzo from Impact, or TNA, it's now known as again. Big signing, and if the rumors are true, if the dirt sheets are true, that's not going to be the only one that's coming in. So another big female talent around the world is going to be coming in any week now. So he's sticking to his word. I mean, you get those 2 talents in. I know you're not a fan of Mercedes, Paul, but she is pretty talented. She gets buzz. She has, I would say, this is going to sound weird maybe, she's the female equivalent to CM Punk as far as she has a fan base that is loyal no matter where she goes. So
I didn't know who you were
yeah
when he said that, but I kind of agree with you. The women's division is getting very, very strong. I like it. They've developed some of their own talent. Good for them. They're bringing in some outside talent. Good for them. There's a couple of female talents that I'm a little disappointed in. One, Saraya. I think I want to see more of her. I think she can still go. I mean, she's young. I think she's only around 30 years old. I don't know if they still protect her because of her past injuries, but I'd like to see more of her for sure. The Tony Storm right now is absolutely $1 million.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Completely awesome. So yeah, there's a lot of positives right now around the women's division in AEW, and them bringing in Deonna was awesome. I think she's an awesome talent. I think she's super athletic. She can be super physical. Really, really matches up with a lot of good women in AEW. So yeah, Mercedes. Yeah, I'd like to see her. Don't get me wrong. I think she brings a crowd with her, like Tanner says. She can go in the ring. She's had some matches in the past where she can definitely go. Doesn't kill me if she doesn't show up, but would like her to be there.
The interesting thing, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reported that what he's heard is if she does eventually sign, it's going to be a deal where, like, on every Dynamite or maybe even Collision, there's going to be a Mercedes segment or match and then another women's match. So she's going to have kind of her own thing every single show, which she probably should.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. And you know, I may not be a big Mercedes fan, but the one thing I can give her is she knows how to make a name for herself. Yeah. And if you think back to the Attitude Era, you had those handful of names that even non-wrestling people knew their names. Mercedes slowly getting to that point. She's getting talked about outside of the wrestling world. And if she keeps going the path she's going, people are going to recognize her, whether they're wrestling fans or not.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But overall, happy Tony so far is putting some emphasis on the women's division 2024, because I think that's something that can get the company right back on track. And really, I thought this was overall a great week for AEW. It feels like they've hit the reset button in a lot of areas, and it's time for a positive year in 2024, because 2024 is huge. It's a big media rights year for AEW and the WWE, and could shape up the landscape of the professional wrestling world. So,
well, let's be honest. The last 60 days of WWE has been tremendous, exploded, snowballing, whatever you want to call it. So when you talk about media rights, when you're talking TV deals going into 2024, I'm not going to say unfortunately, because it's good for all wrestling fans, but right now, the WWE is driving a Corvette.
Yep.
Okay. AEW right now, maybe it's just he's back there driving that Toyota Camry right now, you know, and somehow Tony Khan's got to get out of that Toyota Camry and get up there towards that Corvette, and he's trying.
Yep.
He's trying. And the first step is with this women's division, so I give him kudos to that. But and we're in WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Okay. Start Rumbles in a couple of weeks, and then it just escalates from there. So Tony Khan for the next 90 days has to be very, very strategic, and to keep an AEW relevant going against WrestleMania season, and he's got to get him out of that Toyota Camry and try to get him into that Corvette.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like you said, it's Mania season. WWE has huge shows in Rumble in Tampa Stadium. Elimination Chamber after that in Australia Stadium. And then, of course, WrestleMania nights 1 and 2. AEW is not going to have a pay-per-view until March 3rd. So they have nothing in January and February. So they're going to have to load up their weekly television, which is great for us. And then March 3rd, it's selling really well in the Greensboro Coliseum for Revolution, mainly because that's going to be Sting's last match. So, yeah, big opportunity for them. They're going to have to just keep it rolling, keep that reset button going, because it's going to be hard to compete with the Rumble and Elimination Chamber and then Mania. So just stay on their heels, and then after April, you can really take off. But just keep it going. But another big story coming out of World's End was I am still the reigning, defending, Kicking Out Podcast Predictions Champion. Almost had a perfect card if it wasn't for MJF. And
MJF screwed me again.
Imagine that. And Paul's got a title over his shoulder somehow.
Yes. Well, you know, you talk about AEW hitting the reset button, and they're not the only ones who have hit the reset button in the last 7 days, because within the last 7 days, we have hit the reset button as well. We're now on Sunday nights. We've still got our merchandise at kickingOutShop.com that you can go buy. That Paul 318. I've got my hoodie. It's in the dirty laundry. I forgot I already wore it this week, so I couldn't wear it tonight. I didn't feel right. But with that said, you know, when we started this podcast, 2 years ago, you said?
Well, it's 3 now. Almost? Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. We started with a AEW Kids World title, little plastic thing, and because it's COVID stuff, we weren't doing it in person, so we would pass it back and forth through the screen. And then I got the idea to buy this beauty. And
Tanner lost that thing.
Yeah, I found it.
Paul got his scuba gear on and took a dive and went and found it.
How does the bottom of Lake Manitou look, Paul?
Well, surprisingly, there's no cars down there.
Okay. I was a part of one of them sinking, but that's another story.
That's another rabbit hole.
But a little dirty. It could be cleaned up a little bit, but I know some people are going to work on trying to do some of that stuff down the road. That's beyond the point. So I went and found the championship, and after a year and a half, 2 years of this title being our championship, it's being retired. If you follow us on social media, which you should, and if you don't, it's at Kicking Out Pod. Go follow us right now. You can see the new title, but right now, this one is no more. The original Kicking Out Podcast Championship has been retired, and it may just stay over my shoulder, kind of like the FTW title. This is the FTW title of KOP.
It's irrelevant?
Yeah, we don't acknowledge
very irrelevant. Yeah, we're never going to acknowledge it.
Well,
never.
Acknowledge this one, Paul.
Yeah, there it is. There is the new Kicking Out Podcast Undisputed Predictions Championship. A little bit different looking. Got that white strap, which I almost did with this one, but I thought the black looked pretty well, so I stuck with it. But the white looks beautiful with that one. That one's got our names on it, doesn't it?
Yep. Right.
It's got all three of us. Whereas this bad boy is off of the original KOP logo, which has kind of been revamped a few times over the years. But it only had Tanner and I's name on it. So we figured Shep's a part of this podcast. His name needs to be on it too.
Yeah, this bad boy is a little heavier than the previous version. A little bigger too. But
yeah, this one was nice and light. That one looks a little heavy. Can't wait to have it around my shoulder.
Yes, you're going to be waiting quite a while because I don't feel like giving it up anytime soon. So.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, I held this title for 4 or 5 pay-per-views there, it seems like, before I dropped it. So
you did.
Next, Shep's going to have to buy his own title.
Well, I'm pretty sure I won that thing twice, and then I lost it the next week both times. So
I think you did. So but we don't have a pay-per-view till Revolution, but you never know. Maybe I'll put it on the line before then. So we'll have to see.
I mean, Battle of the Belts is next weekend.
We know how that show goes. Let's be honest. I'm not doing that. We know how that show goes. So, but yes, this is the new title. So definitely a new era of KOP.
Yeah. It sounds a little better too.
Yeah, it's a little. Gonna put it down for a little bit.
Yeah, it's too heavy for him, is what he's saying, Shep.
Well, he probably dropped it on his dog.
Almost did.
The thing probably weighs almost as much as he does.
No, you're funny. Everybody's got jokes.
I mean, we could do Tanner versus Riho, and they might be almost perfectly matched weight-wise.
Oh.
Of course, she'd still probably kick your ass.
She probably would. I'll be honest. She probably would.
I'm not going to get started on that comment because the last time everybody got all over Riho, the X went off about people that were talking bad about Riho. So,
I was talking bad about Tanner. So,
yeah. Well, I don't. No offense, Tanner. I don't think X is going to go off if Paul's talking bad about.
That's all right. I can take it. I don't care. Keyboard warriors out there.
I give it to you every week. So,
well, Majin's challenging me to a cage match. Oh boy.
Well,
and his Jets are in first place in the whole NHL. So, yeah, good for Winnipeg so far.
Hey, maybe Majin will challenge you with a maple syrup on a pole match.
Yes, I don't know if you guys addressed it, but what was your take on the whole Jericho shit? We have not. Um, I I don't like addressing that stuff when I don't know the facts and nobody's actually been proven guilty of anything, I guess. But it doesn't sound good, is what I'm
It doesn't sound good, and if um, I'm just reading social media, right? That's all I can read. You know,
Mhm.
was it Nick Houseman that came out and made the accusations
Yep.
about Jericho and is it Smiley Kylie? Was that
Yeah,
the
Kylie
Kylie
Ray.
Ray.
Kylie Ray? Sorry, Smiley Kylie, whatever.
Yeah.
But then a lot of other um, journalists that is respected in the business came out and said, "Hey, look, he might have jumped the gun on this." Um, you know, there for about half a day. Jericho was just getting his brains beat in over it.
It ruined the match at World's End. It
Yeah,
absolutely ruined that tag match.
I mean, I think he got booed when he
Oh,
when
and
he,
he got
when
booed on Collision this week too.
um. So there's no evidence behind it, and I think if there was evidence behind it, I think you would see Tony Khan take action on it. But since we have not seen Tony Khan take action on it, I don't think there's any real evidence. Now, I'm gonna give Jericho the benefit of the doubt. If it didn't happen, he's just you know, somebody's trying to take him down. If he did it, obviously not gonna stand behind him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so far, Tony Khan doesn't want to talk about it. Says that, but he gave the professional response of, you know, I'll let the investigation basically speak for itself. And then I think Nick Hoffman, Hossman, he kind of backtracked a couple days later, right?
Yeah, he kind of said he wasn't talking about Kylie Ray, but he didn't really backtrack on his statements about Jericho doing some things that he probably wouldn't like if it became public knowledge. And another gripe I have is Tony Khan at the World's End post media scrum. When he got asked about it, he probably should have. I didn't mind his answers of not rumors. I'm not gonna speculate on that. I'm not gonna address that. But he should have taken the hat and sunglasses off probably that he was wearing from the Tony Storm bit. I mean, I feel like when you get asked a serious question about serious allegations, probably should address in a little more professional manner. But it is what it is. It's Tony. I don't see Tony changing.
Yeah. And you know, if you think back to when Kylie left AEW, Tony Khan was the first one to talk about it. He said, you know, she was having some mental health stuff. She felt that it was best if she stepped away from such a big stage, and he was more than willing to honor that, let her out of her contract, let her go take care of herself. He wished her all the best, no bad blood, none of that stuff. I mean, so if these allegations were legit, I feel she should have said something to Tony back then, and not wait until 2024, end of 2023.
But he let her out of her contract. Didn't she show up on Impact like within a couple weeks?
And then she left there pretty short after too.
And then
it was all quick stints, and then she did a quick like full month run in NXT as well.
Okay, well, I even thought she showed up at maybe like some independents around here, like Warrior Wrestling.
Yep.
She made an appearance. So,
yep, she did. She hit like every major promotion and indie promotion within 6 months of leaving AEW and stayed for a couple weeks or a couple months and then dipset out.
Yep. So I guess if this is true and she did acknowledge it and tell Tony, then it's a real bad look for AEW because that means Tony knew, all the EVPs, Bucks, Kenny, even Cody knew, and nobody did anything. So that would be a really bad look. So for the sake of AEW and hopefully everybody involved, hopefully it's a whole lot of nothing. But I guess time will tell. So
yep.
All right. Well, like I said, Star's show has been a great week, in my opinion, for AEW. We had 3 pretty good shows. going back Wednesday night, the first Dynamite of 2024, or what were your guys' big takeaways from Dynamite? What did you guys like? What did you guys didn't not like? Do you even
Shep,
remember
you
what
wanna
happened
go?
Wednesday?
Go ahead, Paul. That was a couple of days ago.
It was a good show for the first Dynamite of
That
the
was a
year.
really good show.
Way to kick it off and kind of touch on things that hadn't been addressed. I liked the Christian Cage segment, how he just worked up like he was getting ready to acknowledge Kill Switch, and even Kill Switch was kind of getting excited. And
God, I hate that name.
Me too. And if they're gonna change him to Kill Switch, change the mask, change the wardrobe. He's still Luchasaurus.
Calling Big Bill. Big Bob. Calling Big Bob. Fucking Jesus.
Big
First
Dino Mask
2024, yes.
It was a good segment. That's really all I could remember. No, I'm kidding.
Well, what I liked in that segment is, of course, he didn't acknowledge Kill Switch. Crouch chant Luchasaurus, which he acknowledged the crouch chants. He's looking around. So they're building this guy to when he eventually flips that switch on Christian, it's going to be a huge pop with the crowd, and we're going to have a baby face.
Well, I've also seen rumors, and you guys follow the dirt sheets. I don't. I try to stay old school and stay away from that stuff. But I've seen rumors and speculations that they're kind of waiting for that story to play out before they bring Jungle Boy back. And I say Jesus. Jungle Boy because there's talk of putting those two back together again in a babyface run. Now, maybe they won't call him Jungle Boy. Maybe they'll just stick with Jack Perry and they won't be Jurassic Express. There'll be some other tag team. But it sounds like if the rumors that I have seen are true, and again, I don't read dirt sheets, that's your guys' thing, that could be where they're going with this.
Here's the thing. I don't think you can make him a big baby face because he doesn't talk. Unfortunately, I think you can do all that stuff you want to get him over, have Christian talk and everybody else and have everybody turn on him. I get it. But at the end of the day, he's still got to be able to talk. And I don't think the guy can talk. I really don't. Don't get me wrong. He's intelligent, right? He's got like 2 master degrees or whatever. I'm not saying he's not intelligent, but you still have to have that intangible. You have to have that passion to talk. And I just don't think we can get it out of him. There's a reason he's dressed up as a dinosaur for the last 10 years of his career because he can't talk.
Now, he has cut some promos on BTE back in the day that were pretty good.
That's BTE. That's YouTube.
That's not even BTE anymore.
Yeah, that shit can be cut out and edited and da-da-da-da. I was talking live television. I'm sorry. You can't do it. He's Dino Douche.
I don't think you can bring Jack Perry back as a baby. Are you kidding me? You got to bring him back as a heel because he's got to get booed everywhere he goes for a while just because of the all-in Punk stuff.
Here's how you bring Jack Perry back. You let this Christian thing play out with Nick Wayne and his mom, right? Eventually, they turn on Christian. Nick becomes a major face, right? Then you have Christian bring back Jack Perry as a super heel, and Jack Perry and Nick Wayne have a huge feud. Both of them, I think, could steal the show. I know they're smaller guys, okay? But I think they could steal the show. They could steal a Dynamite. They could steal a Collision and have a hell of a match. So that's where you bring them back at.
And when they bring them back, they better have some sort of stone cold entrance music with Shattered Glass.
That's aggressive.
With Shattered Glass and get more heat on them. I love it. Love that.
What I hope they do, though, is tease his return for a little bit. I miss those days.
I do, too.
You know, I mean, we got teased for 6 months or so before Jericho debuted as Y2J.
Mm-hmm.
You got teased on Captain Insano, and then Paul White got suplexed through the windshield of a car and he died. You know, what? Come on. Don't give me that teasing shit.
They resurrected him for a cruise. It's okay.
Oh my God. You know what?
They're going to need a bigger boat.
What are they?
Hopefully there's no cars on there.
Hey, anybody that listens to us three yahoos, if you have bought a ticket to the Jericho Cruise, please let us know, and please let us know how that goes. I know the Jericho Cruise looks like from what I've seen, it's a hell of a party, a bunch of bands,
like a
great time. But when you have the Jericho show, right?
Jericho.
They're headlining the cruise as a main event at one night. Like, oh my god.
Well, and and here's the interesting thing: it lines up with the same weekend as the Rumble this year.
Yes,
and this kind of takes away a Rumble surprise or a potential Rumble surprise. I thought maybe Cardona could be a Rumble surprise. He's booked to be on the cruise. So,
you know what though? Money talks.
It does.
If they come to him, they'll buy out his contract. They'll pay out his appearance fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. I still don't see it happening. I still think we're a year away before we see Cardona again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think we see him back in a big American promotion eventually, whether it's AEW or most likely WWE, but I think it's a little ways away.
Yeah.
Still.
It'll be WWE. There's no chance.
His wife's there, and right. He also was on a podcast last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. We're going, look, everybody laughs at me. You know, I'm wrestling in bingo halls and dressing out in alleyways. He goes, but I made more money last year than I ever did with WWE. So, you know, you take it as you want. I mean, I'll dress out in a parking lot if I'm gonna make more money. Basically, is what he's saying. So, you know, good for him. You talk about a guy that's reinvented himself. Not once, but maybe twice. He's got 2 or 3 different monikers. You know, the indie god with the Indiana Jones persona, the deathmatch king, him beating Nick Gage. So good for him. Yeah, the Indie Taker. I'm pretty sure he was he Blue Cane? Remember
Blue Cane's back on Twitter, or X as Tanner likes to call it. But
yeah, I thought he was Blue Cane too, but
there's still speculation he might be. So
yeah. Well, one takeaway I like from Dynamite, I was digging the Darby Allin Takeshita match. Takeshita looks strong. Takeshita got a good win.
Darby Allin's in a wheelchair.
Oh my gosh, that guy!
Yeah.
The bumps he takes.
The knee, the flying out of the ropes.
Oh man,
hitting with the knee. That was just dirty. Just dirty.
Yeah.
But this is what I want to see him do with Takeshita, because I thought they kind of cooled him off. And I'm like, this Don Callis family thing's killing him, but they heat him right back up, and we're going to see a fun tag match on Dynamite, the homecoming edition, this next Wednesday in Daly's place, which is going to be awesome. Takeshita and Hobbs versus Sting and Darby.
Hey, I bet Sting and Darby win that thing.
But if there was a time to give Sting his first loss, if it's not going to be just his retirement match, this might be the time.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk this week about the now becoming 26-0, and we know when you start talking numbers that a loss is soon to come.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had to remind Flair.
They
had to remind Flair that Sting was 26-0. Good old Rick, man, he just wooing all over the place, and Sting likes to get him riled up.
He does.
It is funny.
Mm-hmm.
He got him riled up on Collision too.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Ric Flair has he's got the Ric Flair energy drink. He's got the Ric Flair drip, the gummies, the THC, the pre-rolls, whatever you want to call it. He's got the Ric Flair wings. He's got woo wings. Like, where the hell do you find some chicken wings that say woo on them? But he's got them. He's got his own cryptocurrency now. I mean, whatever.
Can anybody see if that's available in the U.S.? I saw a lot of not available in the U.S.
It probably isn't, but yeah, good for Rick. I know he's got to make some money. He didn't fare very well with his money in the past, so you know he's going to take any chance he can to make a buck. So good for him. He's still a legend. Very entertaining. Love the guy. Would die to sit down and have a couple vodkas with him for sure. But you went down a rabbit hole, didn't it? Because you asked me what we liked about Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
What I liked about Dynamite was the storytelling between undisputed. What is it called now?
The Undisputed Kingdom.
The Undisputed Kingdom. And then all of a sudden we had the Bullet Club Gold come down. They get beat down, and then the Acclaimed show up to help them. And all of a sudden you're going, wait a minute. These three teams don't get along either way, and they're one team saving the other team's ass. So I think Tanner actually texted us out when we were watching the show. For once, we get some really good long-term storytelling. So I thought that segment of Dynamite was the best we've seen in a while.
Yeah, they're not ignoring the fact that these guys still have beef with Cole and the Kingdom because they all got beat up. I mean, Jay White got beat up, and the Claim got thrown through glass, or one of them did.
But they don't like each other, you know.
Right?
So they don't like Bullet Club doesn't like the Acclaimed. Acclaimed doesn't like the Bullet Club, but yet they don't like the Undisputed Kingdom at all.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like the way this is started out, and we're gonna have to do this for a while because Adam Cole's on the shelf for another couple months with his foot. So you're gonna have to You're gonna have to keep these guys relevant since MJF is gone. Samoa Joe's gonna move on to Swerve Strickland. It looks like so. You're gonna have to keep these guys relevant, and this is the way you do it. Is their history. So.
Well, it looks like with Joe, it looks like actually before Swerve, it might be Hook. Did you guys see that on social media?
I did. It was on
yesterday, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it on X yesterday where Hook pretty much called out Joe and said he's coming for his title, which, yeah, they need to give Hook a loss. He's one of barely any losses. So, but put him in a big match title picture like that, I think it would be doing well, even if he's on the losing end. So, because there's no harm in losing to Samoa Joe, the world champ. So
no,
but and also piggybacking off that story with the Undisputed Kingdom, you got Hangman too. Hangman shows up, he's all pissed off. He wants to fight anybody, pretty much. But do you guys wish they wouldn't have showed that and would have just had him return with his music hitting? And because I thought he got a good pop, but the pop probably would have been even better if we weren't expecting him to come out after the main event like he did, because we all kind of knew after the main event, okay, Hangman's going to come out. That's what happened.
You can't have the man basically cut a promo saying, I'm here to kick somebody's ass, and then go to the main event and not expect him to show up afterwards.
Right. But I like that we're going to get probably a third match between those two.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Majin's got a hell of a point. I wish Juice Robinson was back too.
Yeah.
Juice Robinson's $1 million.
He said, "Hey man, Kanye, Daddy Magic." He did. Took Daddy Magic's thunder right away.
Yep.
Yeah, but I liked the main event. I know a lot of people were kind of crapping on it online as far as why was this the main event, Garcia versus Swerve. But I thought it was a good match. And like Majin commented earlier, they're kind of starting to try to get back away from sports entertainment and focus on just professional wrestling, because they kind of went down the sports entertainment avenue for a little bit. And while there was some good stuff, there's probably more bad than there was good. Leave that to the WWE. So yeah,
they're all just sports entertainers.
So I dug the Swerve match in Garcia, and I look for big years for both those guys, like Garcia as well, because he's starting to get some hot reactions from the crowd, for sure.
And especially after Collision.
Yes. Yeah. We'll get there in a little bit.
It's time for Garcia to go on his own.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
As much as I like 2.0 and Daddy Magic, I think he's super entertaining. I think if you're going to push Danny Garcia, he needs to be on his own.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So overall, though, I thought Dynamite was fun. A lot of fun. Good show. Thought it started off the week on the right foot. Then we had Rampage Friday night. Totally different. It's only an hour program. I got to be honest, Rampage is usually my DVR program, so I did watch it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Any takeaways from Rampage that you guys liked, or anything you didn't like?
Oh, well, I love the fact that we got 3 women's matches in an hour show.
Mm-hmm.
I read this. I always read the spoilers on Rampage. I don't watch Rampage. So, yeah.
It's I mean, we saw Statlander and Willow Nightingale in tag action. Sheeta versus Anna Jay. We saw Mark Briscoe and the Hardys versus Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. And then also Wheeler Yuta defending the ROH Pure Championship against Commander. So that was kind of your match card there. I like the direction they're trying to go with the Hardys. Give them a little different look, because that's one thing we didn't talk about in Dynamite, that the return of Private Party. Finally, Mark Quinn finally back after being off a lot. They got a huge reaction from the crowd and called out some tag teams, which is kind of cool to see. So they kind of teased that with the Hardys and Private Party in a backstage segment. I like the Hardys. They're kind of getting. It looks like they're going to turn heel, and they're kind of becoming that glorified tag team, talking about their accomplishments all the time. And I like that direction. I don't know how to feel every time I see them wrestle, because the guys are getting older in the ring, and it's showing more and more.
And they missed the big
the Whisper in the Wind spot was
it was bad. It was bad. He missed bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they called it Whisper in the Wind, but where he jumps off his brother's back.
Yeah. It's
And one nice thing is they kind of changed up the names a little bit for Private Party. You know, it used to be Isaiah Cassidy and Marcus Quinn, and when they came back, there's Zay and Quinn.
Yeah.
So it that still kind of is the rub from being with the Hardy Boys, with that Hardy Party still sticking around. But
it's time to give them a push, because you guys remember when they beat the Bucks in the early days of AEW in 2019, and then I was like, this team. I thought by 2024, I thought they'd have held tag team gold at least once.
Yeah,
well, if you remember, this might be before AEW started, but it was in the early talks of AEW. The Bucks put over Private Party and Hog Wrestling for the belts, and I want to say that either started literally a week before AEW or a couple weeks into AEW, and the Bucks were finishing up their independent scenes, independent bookings. But I remember when they put them over in Hog Wrestling, and because I think Jericho showed up on that show too. It was whatever. It was a independent show that I think Jericho showed up to confront Hangman. But yeah, they're one of the Bucks. I'm sure the Bucks handpicked these guys, so it's time to do something with them or move on.
Yeah, and with them being back together, I think you can elevate the tag team division. Just gives the tag team division another good team to be out there, which I think is the AEW's got to get that going again in 2024, because that's kind of what the foundation of AEW was built on, a very strong tag division.
And I agree with that statement. I don't know if I would consider them in the top echelon of tag teams in AEW. Not yet. I tell you a tag team that I think I would put there before Private Party is the Workhorsemen, and we saw them on Collision.
I want to see them get more time. I want to see them get a longer match, because they can work.
Yeah, I think those guys are great. I mean, me selfishly, I want the Outrunners to have a little more time.
Right.
But if we're getting down to the nitty gritty, the Workhorsemen, man, I would put them in front of the Private Party any day of the week.
My favorite theme from Rampage was Lethal and Jarrett's confrontation. I thought that was fantastic.
Yes.
I thought that was fantastic. We're finally starting to get split, and where it looks. I mean, we don't have it yet, but it's definitely getting that way. And I think we're finally going to get a Lethal versus Jarrett little feud going, and I can get on board with that.
Yeah, I could get on board with that. That'd be a good Revolution match. Is it Revolution, right? Yeah, Revolution.
Yeah.
Because Jarrett's calling Lethal a loser, and Lethal's pretty much giving it back into Jarrett, and Sanjay's trying to make him get on the same page, but
I would love to have that match at Revolution, have Flair get involved. And
no Andrade anymore. He's not around anymore.
That's okay. Cost Jarrett the match, and then we turn around and have Flair and Jarrett and it all out.
Yeah. So yeah, Flair, yeah, okay. I just
Okay.
figured out. I just heard what you said.
It took
was
you guys a
reading
minute
something.
there for a
I
minute.
was reading something. I do not want to see. No,
I'm just joking. I don't want to see Flair die in the ring, but I was just trying to get the reaction out of Paul and Tanner, and both of them gave me no freaking reaction.
I was reading something. We're getting a lot of comments, which I love. Everybody keep the comments coming in. I'm sorry if I'm not getting them all up on the screen. We're getting quite a few tonight, which is great.
So give us the comments. You want to see Flair versus Jarrett at All Out?
No.
Right? Yes, let's go.
Do you want to see Ric Flair with gold sometime in 2024?
Oh, Ric Flair in the TNT Championship. Let's go.
No. Although you could have Flair and Jarrett if you have Lethal pull back or pull out his old Flair gimmick.
Got one no.
No.
Got a nope.
Nope.
No, then a nope.
No, I don't. I think I talked about this when Paul White went.
He turned into a nah.
I think I made this comment when I saw Paul White go through the windshield of a car. Like, look, man, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate your love for the business, but it's just time. And unfortunately, we saw the last match 2 years ago was it 2 years ago? Probably by now, right? 2021. We saw the last match with Flair and Andrade versus Lethal and Jarrett, and that was enough. So, yeah, he's going to get physical, and he's cleared to take bumps in AEW, and that's fine. But I do not. I'm going to be very clear. I do not want to see Flair have another match.
No,
that doesn't work for me, brother.
No,
no. He let him talk, let him scream, let him make fun of people, let him do him. But we do not need to have him in a match.
No, I agree right there. Yeah, I mean, I respect him for what he has done for business, but I don't need to see him.
Oh, he's on my Mount Rushmore. He's definitely one of the guys on my Mount Rushmore. But it's time.
Yep,
it's time.
Yeah, but nothing huge to take away from Rampage, but it was fine. Then we had Collision Wednesday night.
Saturday
yeah, I thought
night.
it was a good show. Oh, yeah, thank you, Paul. Saturday night, not Wednesday night. That's Dynamite.
Saturday night's all right for fighting.
That is true. I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed Collision. Sting and Darby versus Workhorsemen, like Shep was talking about the Workhorsemen. I mean, we knew who was going to win, but still, I came away pretty impressed by the Workhorsemen.
And I mean, to go back to this, I wish they got more time. You could add some more people to the Workhorsemen. And if you stop and think about it, the Workhorsemen sounds very similar to another faction that Shep and I knew very well when we were younger. Tanner, it was after you came along after it. Yes.
I remember the WCW version with Benoit and Malenko, but I don't remember the.
Yeah. Arn and Ollie and Tully and Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had JJ Dillon too.
Yes. You could turn the Workhorsemen into a modern day Four Horsemen. You've got guys that would work well with that, and they tried because at one point the Workhorsemen were 4. You had Nemeth and Peter Avalon in there.
Yeah.
But of course, Nemeth is following his brother with his riding his coattails over cross seas and doing other stuff. But
Nick said he wants to tag with his brother sometime. So
yeah, and I think you'll see that in AEW eventually. But what he did over the past 2 days in Japan was surprising, but really good too.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good stuff. Yep, and his new theme song is recorded by Fort Wayne band Downstate, who has tons of wrestling theme songs, including Cody Rhodes out there,
and The Miz,
and plenty. Chelsea Green and plenty.
Speaking of The Miz, non-race wrestling related, my Browns are in the playoffs. Your Broncos are not. Ha ha.
Thanks. 7 straight losing seasons. And I'm not going to mention the Colts. I won't go there because I'm going to be nice.
Yeah, I'm leaving the Colts out of this.
Well, you made fun of a team that didn't make the playoffs, so I just took it in stride that you're making fun of my team as well.
No.
My team
The Colts
deserves it.
tried yesterday.
The Colts help Paul's paycheck a little bit.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. But the Colts broke our heart. You know, I'm a Cubs fan. The Cubs have broke my heart many, many years. And the Colts broke my heart yesterday. So
always next year.
I don't a Cleveland fan. You'll be used to heartbreak.
Yeah. Well, first of all, never mind. I won't say that about Cleveland fans. That's mean. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't have these thoughts yet. But anyways.
Yeah, 2024, you're going to be nice.
Yeah. I am going to be nice. I'm going to be nice. The NBA is absolute trash, but I am a Pacers fan, and the Pacers are half-assed decent this year. So maybe I'll just root on the old Pacers. I mean,
I'm not a Cleveland fan when it comes to the NBA, just so we're on the same page here.
Well, I figured you would be since you had shit-ass LeBron for years.
Can't stand the guy.
I'm not a fan either. No. I'm a fan of Eddie Kingston, though.
You talk about a real motherfucker right there. All right, let's go.
2. Can we get 3, Shep, so I can throw it out?
I already said it once, so I figured it's okay to say it
again. He and Trent, man, I'm not a best friends fan. I've been on record that, but with that said, I like Trent Beretta's work.
I agree. Get rid of the Kentucky gentleman. What's his name?
Chuck Taylor.
Get rid of the Kentucky. I just know they call him the Kentucky gentleman. That was his name, his gimmick before, and he's got
Chucky T.
He's got red face. I don't know the shit. It makes your face red. I don't know. They call it, mine's called alcoholism, but I don't know what they call it on his. But no, I think Trent's great in the ring. Always liked Trent.
Majin, I've thought that for like 2 years now, that Trent was turning heel. So,
and every time we think it, he just sticks by their side.
Yeah, you know, they got him paired
gets injured.
They got him paired with Orange and Rocky Romero right now, and it's
Danhausen,
whatever. But how about my boy? How about my boy Eddie coming out with kick pads tonight or Collision? Sorry.
Yeah,
I watched it today. I watched Collision.
So did I. Don't worry.
I watched it today.
I wrapped it about 8:00.
Yeah,
so it's fresh in my mind.
So I'm thinking, hey, what the hell? He's never wore kick pads ever since we've ever seen him, but he had yellow kick pads tonight or yesterday. So
that was fun. I mean, we knew Eddie wasn't going to lose, but Trent gets some color, and my God, some of the chops he threw out in that match.
My one problem with Trent getting color, and it's not even Trent. Trent did a good job, but if you go back and watch that match, they flipped to the camera facing Trent as he's blading.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can't do that.
That's an AEW regular.
I know
their camera work is shit.
But still, do not bring Kevin Dunn in. I don't want to see a million camera cuts every 10 seconds.
Well, easy, Tanner. The guy's not even fresh out of Connecticut yet. We don't think we're gonna bring him in. Easy, bud.
Gives me nausea, man.
Tanner about went through the damn screen when we talked about Kevin. He thought he better bring Kevin Dunn.
Hey, I've hung out with Kevin at Uncle Vinny's. I don't like the guy. Okay.
He's rocking, Shep. We've done it. He's rocking.
I get it. Good Lord. We were talking about some bad camera work in AEW, and Tanner about came through the screen at us. Holy shit. Let's go.
Not a Kevin Dunn fan, all right?
Oh. He's rocking like Bray Wyatt. All right, Bray.
I've got my Bray Wyatt on here.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bray, but good Lord.
Speaking of, nobody ever texts back when I text that Wednesday night. Go back and watch Swerve's tights. I swear that's Bray Wyatt on his left leg.
Okay.
No, it's a Rastafarian guy. I looked at
Is
that.
it?
It's either a shitty Swerve with dreads, or it's freaking Bob Marley. Yeah, I don't see Bray in there. I really don't. So I think it's some Rastafarian dude or Bob Marley. I don't give it though. But I get where you're coming from there, Paul. I really do.
I mean,
because Bray had some dreads, didn't he? At one point,
Mm-hmm,
did he have some dreads? Yeah. And I'm not being mean here, guys, but I'm pretty sure on his tights he was brown faced.
I have to go look at it. I did not pay
Yeah.
close enough attention. So
I think his face was a little brown.
I think
I know Bray lived in Florida and had a hell of a tan, but
I think Majin.
well, I mean, they were yellow and black pants.
Yeah, I think I forgot Majin. That's good shit, pal.
yeah.
Damn it,
There we go.
Oh.
You can get your That's Good Stuff Tanner 319 shirt on kickingoutshop.com. Kept it clean for the kids.
Yeah, Tanner's all about the kids.
Yeah, all about the kids. All about those kids.
PG era.
Oh God. Well, you know, I've spent way too much time in Uncle Vinny's house. I gotta stop going to Connecticut. The guy who left Connecticut, Adam Copeland. I liked what he did on Collision. I liked his promo. I liked Cole Carter. Well, I don't care for Cole Carter, but Cole Carter, Maria Kanellis, and Griff Garrison coming out, and Griff Garrison leans right into the BTE bit with it's Griff Garrison.
You may be asking yourself, who the is Griff Garrison?
I like Adam working with these guys because he wants to develop younger talent, and he's been on record saying he likes Griff Garrison a lot. So, and it reminds him of a younger him. So, I thought this was good. I like Adam wanting to work his way up to get that TNT title shot again. So, what was he calling it? The Cope Open, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of just threw that off the cuff.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, we're talking about Swerve. Yeah. I got to do my Nana dance.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
You guys got to stop that shit.
Speaking of him and Daniel Garcia in a dance-off.
Yes. All right, I'll stop. But good stuff about Copeland. I think they're good. I think we get the payoff of this Christian.
Shep's gone.
That didn't take much. I think Eddie's back. I think we get the payoff of this Copeland Christian feud at Revolution, and I'm hoping it's a cage match. Keep outside interference out.
I want to see more cage matches in AEW because theirs are not the standard cage matches we've gotten used to where it's like 10 feet in the air. This thing's like 15, 20 feet in the air. Going back to watch the Cody Wardlow steel cage match. I mean, Cody jumps off of that thing blindly, and luckily Wardlow caught him, but still, that thing's way up there.
So you guys help me out here. So besides that cage match, what other cage matches? Not Blood and Guts. What other cage matches have we seen in AEW? Thunder and Britt.
And Britt, yep.
The Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And that's the last one I can remember. Is that one?
Yeah. And this is just fresh in my mind because it happened Thursday. New Japan is having a cage match for the first time in 20 years. They haven't had a cage match.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Osprey's gonna be in it.
Osprey's in it. It's his team versus was it MD? I don't know, MDK or whatever. They're whole another faction. But my point is they are the way they are marketing this match is first time in 20 years. So I can appreciate AEW just not every other week saying, "Oh, it's a cage match. Oh, it's a cage match."
Yeah. And we do already get Blood and Guts every year, but that's more of a War Games.
I Connecticut has Hell in the Cell and whatever and War Games. You can have Blood and Guts, and then maybe 2 cage matches a year, and then you need to stop it at that because you don't want it to run its course. So it's a big deal for New Japan to have its first one in 20 years.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy.
Insane. Yeah, I'm glad Majin brought
this
up.
There have been.
Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. No, you go ahead.
There, as I'm looking, it says every AEW cage match ranked worst to best. It does include blood and guts. So, not counting blood and guts, there have been 6 cage matches if you count the Hager Wardlow
Oh, that was
MMA rules
forgettable.
cage fight. Otherwise, there are 5.
Okay, I think we named them. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, the one I forgot was Moxley and Omega. When Omega I thought ripped his leg in half, but he didn't. Remember that? He went through the cage and his leg got tangled with the rope.
I thought
Just
that was a
last
blood
year.
and guts thing.
No, they were 1-on-1 in Detroit in a cage this past year.
Okay, so there have been 6.
Yeah. I mean, they were in blood and guts against each other as well, but they were 1-on-1 in the cage. Because that's when Callis turned on Kenny.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad Majin brought this up because I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this at World's End. He said Christian Cage taking the page out of Adam's book and being the ultimate opportunist was a perfect way for that to happen. Yeah, what'd you guys think about the TNT title match at World's End between Christian and Adam?
I thought it was spectacular. I glad Nick Wayne's okay because they kind of missed that table with him a little bit. But
He didn't get burned.
Well, still.
I mean
he had enough denim on; it would have been fine.
You want to get burned? Do you want to get power bombed on some padded ring steps? Come on, yeah. Come on.
Well,
I'll take the table.
And he's 19 years old. He can take this shit. Let's go. Move on to the next step.
The flaming table spot, though, man, that would have been cool for him to go through it. But stuff happens. I mean, I get it.
I think it was just a misstep. I think
it was. He threw him a little too far, and that's why he bounced off. But that scared me when he bounced off because I'm like, oh my god, he's really gonna be on fire. But because that type of lighter fluid they use is supposed to go out pretty quickly. That's why it went out that first time when it was lit. And then Cope was like, screw this. I'm putting all the lighter fluid on to make sure it's not going out this time until we want it to go out. So,
Zippo lighter fluid.
But it was good. I mean, I love that Copeland finally won gold for like a minute. Only for Christian to weasel his way in there and get it back. So really good for the story. But
I do. I mean, we talked about we didn't want this to happen till Revolution, but now I think we're going to see it continue to build to Revolution.
I do too. I think that's the payoff there. Going back to Collision, I know, Shep, I know you dug the main event, FTR House of Black.
Yeah. I did too, honestly.
You know, anytime we see FTR, and we haven't seen a lot of them of late.
No.
They were not on World's End. They weren't booked. They were not at Wrestle Kingdom. They weren't booked. So to see them and to see this feud with the House of Black kind of go, I enjoy the House of Black a lot. I think those guys are stupid talented. So thoroughly enjoyed this match, thoroughly enjoyed the end of the match and after the match, with Brody King coming in and Daniel Garcia coming in. So, and then they even threw the little caveat. They had,
Julia ringing the bell.
Well, they had Julia ring the bell, and they had
Dax's wife and daughter.
Dax's wife and daughter sitting ringside. Just to have a little bit of a personal note. Anytime you can have that, I thought it was good, and just tells the story even better. So great main event by all 4 participants. I think Alistair and Buddy are just awesome performers. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Dax and Cash. So,
I want to see Malachi have some singles matches this year. He had 0.
I called him Alistair, didn't I?
That's all right.
I called him Alistair.
It's okay.
Malachi.
It's okay.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, House of Black, I dig them. I think their presentation is cool. Their interest is cool. Their in-ring work's great. FTR is great, as always. I want to go back to this question by Majin, talking about Revolution. Do you think that's when we get Beth He's talking about Beth Phoenix, Adam Copeland's wife, because he said Adam's short-handed as it is. He's got to at least have someone come in to take on MILF Wayne.
I'll take on MILF Wayne. I mean, come on. I mean, I got young children, but I could handle a 19-year-old stepson if that's what you're talking about. I mean, come on. I can figure it out.
No DQ, no holds barred, no rules.
Wait, you talking about me and Mrs.
You
Wayne?
yeah, ring the bell. Yeah.
Yeah,
ring the bell.
Yeah. It better be a padded headboard.
If we weren't explicit before.
Thank God your wife doesn't listen to this.
She'd kill me. She'd kill me. That guy just called me Justin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Austin's his name. Austin.
That's right.
Not Justin. But now I'm calling you Justin from now on. Do you understand that, right? Majin said he knew Shep would fall into the trap.
I mean, come on.
I tried to avoid it. I tried to behave.
Hey, you're talking about a tall, skinny blonde in her late 40s. Oh,
okay.
All right.
Now we know.
All right,
Majin. We'll go back to Majin.
Yeah,
it'll be confusing with Justin and Austin. So it's Majin.
That's true.
I'm still thinking of a tall, blonde lady in her late 40s that wants to take me to school, but we can go on to something else, guys.
Well, we know what Shep's favorite segment of the week was, and who's his wrestler of the week?
MILF Wayne.
Little 6.9 rating. 6.9 rating from Shep tonight.
I think she's a little taller than me. That'd be awkward.
We know what segment Shep's given a 10 out of 10.
We wouldn't line up correctly.
The new era of KOP. Some things change and some stay the same. All right, trying to get back on track here. So what was your guys' favorite show of the week, and what rating would you give that show? So let's say if you pick Collision or Dynamite, we'll do out of 10. If you do Rampage, it's out of 5 since it's a 1 hour show.
I'm going to go Dynamite. Enjoyed that show. Even though FTR was in the main event of Collision, I thought Dynamite was a better show all around. And I thought it was a great show coming in the new year, so I'm going 7.3 on Dynamite.
7.3. All
right. I'm going to throw up this comment from Majin here real quick, Tanner.
Go for it.
Shep versus Mama Wayne in a last person standing match. Finish will come when Shep can't even move.
Well, good thing there will be a 5-minute time limit on that match.
Oh, no. No time limit.
Oh, well,
60-minute time limit or TV time remaining.
60-minute time limit. My ass will be on the couch eating popcorn in 8 minutes. And I'll be happy about it. I mean, the old Dapper Roberts can taste 60-minute time limit, but I'm gonna say Dapper, bud. The Yapper Dapper, like, kid, you know what? Give me some popcorn and some sweatpants. My ass is going to the couch here in about 3 minutes.
Squash match.
God, we're doing
Squash match.
Sunday.
Squash match. Hey.
You should have said squash.
It's whatever the booker wants, man. I got to do what the booker wants.
I figure some other comment was coming about squashing something or other, so that's why I was like, "Damn it, Tanner!"
I think
Tanner's trying to catch his breath.
I think her finisher is probably the. Never mind. Go ahead, Tanner. What was your?
I think Paul's still up.
Okay, sorry, Paul. Never mind.
Do I want to wait to take a drink? I do not want to take a spit take.
We'll talk about her finisher later.
I'm going with Collision. I'm enjoying. I gotta admit, I haven't watched a whole lot of Collision, because it kind of everything that they had planned for Collision kind of fell apart. So I was just waiting. Tanner, did you just see Majin's comment?
Hey, I gotta stop. I can't. You know what? Good thing I have a little bit of a filter in 2024.
Good thing it's Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bald glam too.
Open her up and find the pearl. Oh.
All right. Collision. Uh-huh. I can't even do it.
So this is definitely explicit of all explicit episodes.
You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing Buddy Wayne wasn't an airline pilot, because Mama Wayne would have a landing strip in that clam.
oh, I got a headache going.
There's nothing wrong.
All right, that's it. We're done. Join us again next week. No. Collision was my pick of the week. I've steered away from it in the past, but I enjoyed watching it this week. You may not like him, Shep, but Stokely Hathaway can tell a story, and his little segment with Statlander was fun. Was
that a live lizard on her? Was that a live lizard on her?
It was moving. It was moving.
Yes, that is her pet. She brings it with her from time to time. But so them recapping that on Collision was interesting for me, and I'm the opposite of you guys. I'm a big fan of factions if they're done correctly. So the little segment there with the Acclaimed and Bullet Club Gold, Billy Gunn saying, "Oh, Dad had to come save your ass again," and then talking about the old factions, what Bullet Club did over in New Japan, Daddy Ass knowing a thing or two about big factions. If done right, a faction can work well. And I think AEW has not done the best with them in the past. I'm hoping that can change going forward. And so that kind of made me a little excited.
It'd be interesting to try to imagine Switchblade as a babyface.
Or do you turn the Acclaimed heel?
That'd be easier.
Down the road.
That'd be way easier.
It would be.
They've been heels before, so.
But rating for Collision, 7.7.
7.7. Uh-huh.
And I give the whole week a 7.9. So,
well, I am not picking Rampage, so I'm not going to be the, differ. I'll say if I ever pick Rampage, it's got to be an hour that just blows me away, because
they've done that before.
They absolutely have. But I'm going with Dynamite. I just thought it was really, really good. I thought they started the week off good, hitting the reset button. Love all the in-ring work. There wasn't much I can complain about. I'm going 8-4. I really enjoyed it. Really.
All right.
And overall, the week, I'd give the week about an 8-1. I just thought it was a really positive week for AEW.
Shep, you going to give it an 8.0?
The whole week?
Yes.
No, I would give the whole week a
6.9.
Nope, I'm giving it a 7.1.
Okay.
Smart ass.
Well, now look, if Mama Wayne was on all 3 episodes, you'd give it a 6.9, and we know that.
If Mama Wayne's on all 3 and Shep's going to town.
I cannot go down this again. My eyes already look like Rob Van Dam's right now.
I mean, Paul, you set that up. I mean, Mama Lane's on all three. I mean, there's only one thing I can do.
Give it a 10.
She'll take all 6 inches ish.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, come on. She,
Oh man.
we
We're
lost.
having fun.
He's back. He's back.
We are having fun.
He's back.
Man, you know how tempting it is to change your little slogan there under your name, Shep?
Why? What? You don't like my slogan?
Oh, no. I'm just saying with some of the comments you've made in the last, 15 minutes where we've all been dying laughing.
Hey, I'm just telling you. Never mind.
No.
Let's talk about. We had a great week of AEW television. We gave our ratings. I think we're gonna do a wrestler of the week, right?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Okay, we're gonna do a wrestler of the week, and then we kind of have a lot to talk about about Tanner's uncle over in Connecticut.
Yep.
I think it's his cousin now that's kind of running things, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Tanner
Cousin-in-law.
Tanner went out there for Christmas, so he can tell us. Hopefully he got a good Christmas gift. So hopefully he drew him in the white elephant gift, right? Tanner would have gave him a Buff Bagwell T-shirt and the white elephant gift.
He would have given him a KOP sweatshirt so that it had reference to AEW on it.
Hey, he said it's a pissant company, so I'm just trying to help him out.
It's a T-shirt company, so he bought a T-shirt company.
So just trying to help him out.
You know.
But who were your guys' wrestler of the week for AEW?
Go for it, Paul.
All right. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna preface this with talking about some booking for Revolution. We don't know Sting's final opponent. I think I know who it should be, but the way he is in the ring, in my opinion, I guess I should say, in my opinion, no, not Ric Flair. God, Shep.
Sorry, I'm on one tonight. Okay, it's Sunday night.
It should be Shep. No,
God no.
But the passing of the torch gimmick that's been done throughout the years, I don't think the way the guy is in the ring is going to do him any good, because in 5 years we're going to be talking about how he's sitting behind commentary desk because he can't move out of his wheelchair, and that's Darby Allin.
Do you think they do a one-on-one match? Because we haven't seen Sting do that. Can he?
Yeah,
I think with Darby he could.
He could. Darby could sell a lot of shit for Sting.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm worried about him Wednesday night with those two Hosses in the ring of Hobbs. And they're great workers, Hobbs and Takeshita, but it's going to make me nervous. I haven't been nervous for a Sting match in a while.
Except when you about passed out when he dove off of something.
Oh, he about broke his jaw that one week.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be Jericho. That's what I'm afraid.
No. To me, the Darby thing would work because Sting came in, immediately took Darby under his wing. It would be a passing of the torch. If you have him lose one match and that be his final match, losing to Darby would put Darby on such another level. Sure. And it would, he would be solidified in AEW history. So in 5 years, when he can't wrestle anymore, people are still talking about him. I think even if Sting goes over, it does Darby a lot of good.
You're right. You're right, Paul. And it's the old thing when they were in the territory days is when you left the territory, you put the next guy over, right? The guy that was staying in the territory to take that over. I 100% agree with you. I just don't see that we get that nowadays. And here's the thing. It's hard for me to picture Darby Allin as a main event caliber dude. I don't see Darby Allin challenging Samoa Joe for the championship. I don't see Darby Allin challenging MJF. Well, I guess we kind of had that, but I don't see Darby Allin and Kenny Omega. I don't see Darby Allin and Hangman Page. I don't see Darby Allin and Swerve on a main event or a high level pay-per-view. Could they have a good match? Yeah, because Darby can do those spots that just put him over. So I guess if you're having one of the all-time greats, right off in the sunset, he's going to put somebody over. It sounds bad. I don't know if he wants to waste it on Darby, right?
I just almost feel like it has to end with Darby included somehow.
I agree. It does, but I mean, literally, could you picture Darby holding the AEW championship?
Not right now. No.
I mean, I always bitch about the bigs versus the smalls, right? It's hard for me to picture him holding the belt anyways. Like it's hard for me to or Sammy Guevara holding the belt. Now, a TNT title? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
A tag title? Absolutely. Knock yourself out. Holding that big belt, man, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. My wrestler of the week, I'm going to go Swerve. I know I pick Swerve a lot, but guy's hot right now.
You took mine.
He's white hot right now. Beat Garcia in the main events. They had a pivot, and he had to go against Dustin Rhodes at the World's End because Keith Lee did not get cleared, but that was fine. He's made his intentions clear. He wants the title, but I think he and Hangman will have that rubber match first. So,
which I take my money. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. My wrestler of the week it was Swerve, but Tanner took that, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go with Cash Wheeler.
Oh, okay.
Everybody thought it would go with Dax, right?
Yes.
But I thought Cash was awesome in that match. And I think Cash is a great wrestler. Don't be wrong. Yeah, Dax is my favorite wrestler or whatever, just because I like him personally. I'd love to sit there and shoot tequila with him someday. But I thought in that match, Cash really carried him. And I thought he looked good. He took some good spots. And yeah, Cash Wheeler, definitely.
Yep. There's a lot. That's the thing about doing a wrestler of the week. There's a lot to choose from. So even more than we used to have on Wednesdays.
Now we got 3 shows to choose a wrestler of the week.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I could have picked Deonna Purrazzo. She was on my mind. New signee, right in her home state.
I bet she was on your mind.
Kind of like Mama Wayne's on Shep's mind.
Oh, yeah, dude. Shep is just a MILF driver. You know what I mean? It's just fucking destroyer.
Oh my god. We gotta stay out of this rabbit hole. We're not gonna get done till like 3 a.m.
I mean, you brought it up, Paul. I'm just saying.
But
she's got it. You know what? Hey, she's got to be what? Her early 50s, maybe.
I'm looking it up. Look it up.
She's got to be.
What's her name again? I don't remember her first name.
Mama Wayne.
Mrs. Wayne.
Oh, it's like Nick Wayne's mom.
Nick Wayne's mom. And it's going to be
Shauna Wayne.
Shauna Shepherd, but
oh my god.
Wow.
Your wife's gonna kill you one of these days, and I'm gonna laugh.
She's asleep.
Please have Wikipedia.
Please be 50.
No, I don't think she has
She's got an Instagram
Wikipedia
page.
Yeah, she does. I think I follow it too.
Buddy passed in 2017.
R.I.P. Buddy. I'll take care of her for you, bud.
Oh my god. All right, I'll keep. If you guys want to move on, I'll keep looking for this.
You keep looking at it, and Paul. After we're done talking about a little AEW now, the week of professional wrestling. What do you want to talk about?
I was just getting ready to hit the button.
Oh, okay.
Since I have it somewhere.
Somewhere.
There it is. There it is.
So, what do you guys want to talk about? So,
Lots to talk about here. I forgot that it looped. Tanner's fault.
Automatic
Lots
looping.
to talk about here.
So do Tanner listens to him. Did you listen to LaGreca this week, Tanner?
I did.
I had to because I wanted to hear his rants.
Did you hear the F-bomb rant?
Oh yes.
And I am right there with him. I am 100%. And yes, I'm a Cody Rhodes fan, right? Yes, I'm an AEW fan. But after what we saw with The Rock making his debut or re-debut, right? Re-debut.
Return,
whatever. And making that comment that he wants to go to a restaurant, a local restaurant, and sit at the head of the table. I don't like this. I don't like this, guys. I really don't.
I've thought about this all week. They have to get The Rock and Roman they have to have a match now. They have to. Because for the first time, he has teased it out loud to the WWE universe. So they have to do the match. Now, I think they got one of two options. They do it at WrestleMania 40, which is even though we're bigger AEW fans than we are WWE fans, we are pro wrestling fans, and we can all agree Mania is the biggest show, biggest pro wrestling event of the year, no matter what. For diehard fans, average fans, not even pro wrestling fans, they know about WrestleMania, right? So they could do it at WrestleMania 40, and it could be one of the biggest as far as drawing attention matches in WrestleMania history. Or they could do it in Australia at Elimination Chamber, because that's also going to be in front of 70,000 people in Australia's government, or whoever puts together supposedly really wants The Rock over there.
So you bring up Australia. Australia's government came up and say, we're going to pay you guys this amount of money to have the event here. And how much do we have to pay you to have The Rock? I mean, that was brought up. That was some known public discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for selfishness reasons, I would say let's have The Rock and Roman in Australia. Obviously, Roman goes over, and then we can have Cody and Mania. But that does not make sense for the WWE.
Business-wise,
it does not make sense.
Rock Roman at Mania. Now, I'll pitch you guys this because, we're all Cody fans. And I like The Rock, too. I mean, The Rock got me back into professional wrestling in 2011 after my 4 to 5 year hiatus. His return got me back in it. But if you do Rock Roman, it does not need the title. The title gives it away. The title gives everything in the match away. Because The Rock isn't sticking around after this. The way The Rock was blown up after Monday night, I think he has one match left in him, and that's it.
So hold on real quick. If that's not the case, so you have Roman Cody night 1, Cody takes the belt. How do you portray Roman Rock night 2? You're gonna make Roman, which Roman could go 2 nights in a row, I think. I mean, he only wrestles 5 nights a year, but
right. In that scenario, Shep, I think you have to go Rock Roman night 1, Roman Cody night 2. Because I think if Cody's gonna win the title at Mania, it's got to be night 2. That's got to be. You got to go off the air with him celebrating with the title.
So you put Roman over Rock, and then have Cody. I mean, if you're going to tell the story, and if you're going to be the best thing for Cody, not only did Cody go over Roman, Cody just went over The Rock.
Yeah.
Now on the hindsight, you're burying Seth Rollins and CM Punk.
Yes, you are, because in an ideal world before The Rock came back, I think we all talked about this. Punk Rollins night 1, there's your Mania. Punk gets his Mania main event, and then night 2 is Cody and Roman. Well, assuming The Rock's at 40, he's got to be in the main event. So yeah, you do bury Rollins and Punk, but assuming Punk's on a multi-year deal, he could maybe main event next year.
Well, and Punk came out and said, "Look, I don't give a shit about your story. I'm going to main event."
But the Rumble's going to tell us a lot because I think either Cody or Punk wins it, and if one of them wins it, they're one of the main event nights. So if Punk wins it, he is one of the main events. So then, but here's what you could also do.
No. If you win the Rumble, you get to pick your title. Doesn't say you get to be the main event.
I thought in the last few years it's also the main event, especially since they went to the 2 nights.
Well, it might have been, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, you
Okay.
get to pick what title you want to go to, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the main event.
Okay. But here's another scenario they could go down. We already said, so okay, if Punk wins at Rumble, if they're going to have Cody finish the story at Mania, he could still win the Elimination Chamber and get his title shot that way. But here's another thing I've been thinking about this week, especially since Friday night, we saw they announced it's going to be a fatal 4-way at Rumble, right? AJ Styles, LA Knight, Roman, and Randy Orton. I don't think they do this, but they could. I don't think they do this, but they could have Roman lose the title at the Rumble, especially to somebody like Randy Orton. And then Randy and Cody could go and get each other for the title at Mania. It's not as big, but there is some personal history there. And Cody could still finish his story because it's never been stated that it has to be over Roman or even that it has to be at Mania. But I think we all three agree if Cody doesn't finish it at Mania, whenever he does finish it, say it's at SummerSlam, it's just not going to be as special.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I was listening. So on Sundays, Busted Open has some guys that
Justin LeBar and somebody else.
Yeah. And they were talking about this today. I was getting me a fish sandwich, just to let you know, in the drive-thru. Mama Wayne likes fish sandwiches.
I knew something like that was coming. I was just waiting on it.
But he had the same idea you did. He said, "Hey, look, you got a fatal 4-way at Rumble. It's easy for Roman to lose a belt and not take the pin, and then Cody moving that way." And I'm like, look, if you have built this Cody story, we're a 2-year story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be Roman, guys. I'm telling you, it's got to be Roman to finish off the story. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Cody fan, and I'm not saying that just because that's what he's going and said I'm finishing the story. But if you want to finish this storyline and pass the torch, it's got to be night 2, and it's got to be Roman and Cody. I'm sorry, I'm with Dave LaGreca on this one. I really am. I know Bully Ray wasn't, Tommy Dreamer wasn't, and the 2 jackalopes on to Busted Open today, they were not there as well. I'm with LaGreca. If you don't do it this way, you're basically telling your whole fan base to F off. LaGreca said about 47 F-bombs.
Mm-hmm. He was on a roll. And I appreciate that. I really do. But I'm with him. You got to figure out some way. I know we got The Rock involved. You know what? It makes the story even bigger. I get it. But it's still The Rock's going to go away. The Rock's going to go film his movies, right? And he's going to go run to UFL.
Whatever the hell that is.
USFL, XFL.
Yeah.
United. It's stupid.
Yeah. You're going to have a bunch of Canadians come down and try to play some fucking football. They go over there and play hockey, assholes. Anyways. No, he's going to go away. Cody's going to be here. You sign Cody to a 5-year freaking deal. Cody's going to be there every day.
They did not sign Cody to a 5-year deal.
3-year deal.
You didn't see that report?
No.
His deal comes up this year, but as of October, it was pretty much all they approached him for an extension. It was pretty much all done except dotting the I's, crossing the T's. And to everybody's knowledge, he has not done that yet. He will.
So he's doing what he did in AEW to TK.
Unless it's been signed and it just hasn't been reported. He will. He's not. I'm not even getting my hopes up that he's coming back to AEW because it's not.
No.
But
He's not coming back to. He might come back to AEW, but it's after his reign. He's going to
down
get
the road.
Yeah, it's down the road. Cody's mid-30s, right?
He's upper 30s.
Upper 30s?
But he said when AEW started, he only had about 5 years left in him that he really wanted to wrestle. Mind. Well, I'm sure he did, because that 5-year mark would be up this year.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyways, we got to have him night 2. We got to have him. And it's got to be against Roman. I don't care what you do with The Rock. I don't care what you do with John Cena. I don't care what you do Jey Uso. Yeet. I don't give a shit. It's got to be them two.
Well, and you got to think that the performers know what direction they're going, because why I still have hope that he's going to finish the story at WrestleMania is because I don't know if you guys follow him on X, but there's a really cool school club in New York called the Wrestling Club, that there's a teacher that their kids or students watch wrestling and everything. Cody bought WrestleMania tickets for every single student in that class this week.
Yeah.
And in his tweet, he said, "Come to Philadelphia, watch me finish the story." I don't think he'd be tweeting that type of stuff. It wasn't going to happen.
I like that. I think Paul even sent a thing out right before we started. He was at a live event, premium live event, right? No, I'm sorry, live event, not a premium live event.
Just live event,
yeah.
House show.
It's a fucking house show. Let's just call it
house show.
House show. And some guy was getting married and he asked Cody to be his best man, and Cody's like, "Are you a felon?" He's like, "No." "Can you get married during the week?" "Yeah." "All right, I'm in." I mean, come on. You talk about what other that's John Cena like, right? Like Cena was Mr. Make-A-Wish,
right?
Which was awesome.
Still is.
Still, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, Cena used to get that kind of pop, used to get that kind of overness, and now we got Cody in the company. So, listen, I can tell you this, guys, right now. If for some reason after the Sunday, I guess we will be doing a podcast during WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, maybe we might have to do that one a little earlier on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyways, if we do it on a Monday or Saturday, or we just do it the following week, I don't know.
Or earlier in a Sunday, I don't know.
If Cody doesn't finish the story, Tanner, you can just start the podcast with an E, explicit. Here you go. Because I will go on a rant. And we're not even talking about a drunken rant. We're talking about a Mama Wayne kick Shep out of the house rant.
I think all three of us would be, because it's.
I mean, I would even cuddle with Mama Wayne that night. That'd piss me off. She's a good cuddler, guys.
Take your word for it. Take your word for it. But it's even though we're primarily AEW focused podcast made by AEW fans for AEW fans, we do talk other promotions once in a while. We talk a lot of Cody Rhodes, just to let everybody know if this is the first time they've watched or listened. And we'll be talking a lot. I think we'll be following this pretty closely in WrestleMania season, because it's some big stuff. I mean, whichever direction they go, it's big stuff.
Mama. I call her Mama. Speaking of that, okay, let's transition real quick. I don't know if you guys got a couple more minutes.
I got a few more minutes. Yeah.
All right, a few more minutes. Let's Wrestle Kingdom. Did you guys watch Wrestle Kingdom?
I saw the highlights. No. I didn't order it. Wish I would. Every year I tell myself I'm going to do it the following year, and I don't.
So good, so good. Ospreay, Moxley, Finley was a unbelievable match. I think Uncle Dave gave it 6.25 stars.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And then Danielson, Okada. Holy shit. Great. Unbelievable great. I thought
we get a rubber match? So Okada's going to be free agent?
Okada's a free agent, which is really weird. So the following day, they have that New Year's thing at Corrigan Hall.
Dash, right? New Year's Dash.
New Year's Dash. And it was John Moxley, Daniel Bryanson, Okada. I call him Daniel Bryanson. Bryan Danielson. There you go. Whatever. Okada, like on a team together with Ospreay, right?
I don't think Ospreay.
No, not
it was just those four.
No,
it was.
No, who's the fourth?
Oh, the big. He's wrestling AEW. He's the hard hitter from New Japan. The bald guy.
He's part of.
he's part of Chaos. He's part of Chaos.
He's part of. Ishii.
Yes, thank you.
Ishii. Like they're on a team the next day together, which I thought was awesome. But
Majin, you can subscribe to their podcast. Busted Open. They take bits from their episode and put it together for podcast.
Yeah, it's about a 30 to 45 minute day podcast that they
from a 3-hour show.
3-hour show they put it in, and it usually debuts about a couple hours after they go off the air. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not as good as Mama Wayne, but it's good.
It's not as good as KLP either, but
yeah. I mean, we get a little more. I didn't say as many F-bombs as LaGreca did this week, but
it's probably good.
It might come down the road.
Yeah, it might come in April.
Anyways, Wrestle Kingdom, I thought it was really good. I was really happy that because my ass got up at 3 a.m. and started watching it. My wife, this 2 years in a row, she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Did she give you laundry this year?
I did not do laundry this year because my TV is in a different room or a different building from the house. My wife is anti-TV, so like our main house has no TV, so I have to come out to my barn. So there's no laundry out in the barn. So last year, you're right. I folded laundry. I had a mound of laundry to fold. But no, it was good. Real quick, TJP, remember him?
Oh
yeah, TJ Perkins.
Yeah, he debuted a demon character all of a sudden out of nowhere in the junior tag match. Was like out of everything, like threw me off the most. Like all the stuff we saw at Wrestle Kingdom, like really weird. And even his tag partner, which a guy I didn't know, was really taken back by him. But Wrestle Kingdom was great. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's worth the. I think is it $20 to watch Wrestle Kingdom? I think.
Yeah, I think you just got to subscribe to New Japan World, which is $9.99 a month.
Yeah, I think you're right. So it's $10. And then you get you got the big Valley show coming up.
Yes.
Into January 1st of February, which a ton of AEW talents on that.
And Ospreay said his last match in New Japan's on.
It's the cage match.
It's gonna be February 11th, I believe.
Yeah, and it's the cage match.
Because I looked at the AEW schedule, he should be debuting that Wednesday of Dynamite in Tulsa in February. So,
hey,
right before Revolution.
Doesn't like Tulsa time, baby.
Yep, right before Revolution. So, yeah.
All right, that's my rant, guys. So that's my rant on Tanner's uncle's promotion and Wrestle Kingdom.
I got nothing else. I mean, the only other thing I want to tackle besides AEW was the Rock and Cody and Roman stuff, and I think we covered that pretty good for this week.
I'm just here to be wrong.
Well, we knew that.
I'm just here so Mama Wayne doesn't spank me too much.
On that note, I think that's a great way to wrap up the first 2024 episode of KOP. Paul, you want to do the honors?
Yes, I sure will. And with that, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Kicking Out Podcast. Be sure to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast. And if that happens,
we got a question real quick. One question. Majin, go ahead. Fire away. One more.
I was on a roll, Majin.
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
What's your take on the Sex God stuff since Sammy turned on Jericho a few weeks ago?
Terrible.
I think Sammy's the AEW's version of the Big Show as far as turn him face heel, face heel, face heel. I am intrigued by their street fight coming up against Starks and Big Bill for Battle of the Belts.
Big deal.
But I really
Say it
hope
right, Tanner. Big deal.
Big deal. I hope they don't have Jericho win tag team gold.
No.
So, but I don't know. It's I wish Sammy would get away from Jericho and go on his own for a long time. But they don't let him do it. So that's my thoughts on it.
So when Majin said the question, like he's got a question, right? You know what my answer was going to be?
Mama Wayne.
No. Majin, you're supposed to have hair down there. It's okay.
Shep shooting for the Father of the Year award, taking it from Christian.
I'm speechless. I got nothing at this point.
Well, like I wanted to say that, but then the real question came across the screen and Paul started answering. But like Majin, it's okay. You're supposed to have hair down there. It's no big deal. And if you shave it up, it'll grow back. It's fine. Whatever.
Damn it. I thought we were getting out of these rabbit holes.
Paul was on a roll for the outro, but good luck now, Paul.
And just let you know, I'll make sure my son Nick, he dates a nice fine young woman. Me and Mrs. Wayne will make sure of it. So
good job there, Papa Shep. Good job.
Yeah. I like that name. Anyways, go ahead, Paul. What were you saying?
It's all you, Paul.
All right. And with that is really going to do it this time for this week's episode of the Kicking Out Podcast. Be sure to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast. And if that happens to be Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave us that 5-star review because we are 5-star KOP. Be sure to follow the Kicking Out Podcast on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. Go to kickingOutShop.com to get all of your Kicking Out Podcast merchandise. Be sure to follow all three of us on social media. Tanner Lee at TannerLee92. You can follow Mr. Mama Wayne at the Shep27, and you can follow myself at Paul Zartman921. If you haven't seen pictures of the KOP title yet, I'm telling you, go search up at Kicking Out Pod and take a look at this thing up close. They are beautiful. And with that, for Tanner Lee and Mr. Mama Wayne Austin Shepherd, I'm Paul Zartman. Join us again next week as we kick out yet another podcast.